winged warriors, preparing for flight, preparing to fight. They await their orders, then attack as one. Diving, dodging, swooping, striking. Their mission, create chaos. Their mandate, win at all costs. The St. Louis Battlehawks, cleared to engage. February 2020.
Hello and welcome to the XFL St. Louis Fan Podcast, episode number 5. My name is Paul. I'm here with my main man, Jerry. How's it going, Jerry?
It's going great.
Well, the day has come. Today is Wednesday, August 21st, and they have announced the team names. Are you excited?
Finally.
Finally.
I'm pumped.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been waiting a long time for this, and all the speculation, it's all over now. We have names. We can go over the names. We can discuss the names. We can
For the next 3
get our
months.
reactions from names. Yeah, nothing else matters for the next 3 months. Just these names. We got it. We got so much to talk about here. Let's just jump right in it and start with the St. Louis name, the St. Louis Battlehawks. What was your first reaction when you heard that, Jerry?
I actually took a reaction video of myself. We'll post it somewhere, maybe. I was surprised because I didn't think, A, we'd be the first one announced. 2, I didn't think we'd get the Hawk. Or no. I think I predicted that we would get the Jet, but
Okay.
not the name. I didn't put like the Hawk. I thought it'd be like the St. I think my prediction was the St. Louis Flyers or the Aviators. Well, that's the one you said, but I loved it.
Yeah, I really liked it too. When I heard it, like when they played the video and like St. Louis, all right, here we go, right away. St. Louis is the first one. Like, okay, here we go. And I heard Battlehawks. I was like, it was kind of thrown because it's not a typical name, or no one had like suggested that or was speculating that would be the name. So it completely like threw me for a loop. I didn't see that one coming at all.
No.
But I like it, and I said I would like it no matter what. So.
Yeah, there's so many things I want to say, but we'll wait till we talk about the other teams.
Yeah. So actually, I did, with all the names, I did a power ranking.
Okay.
So I did power ranking as far as name and logo. So as much as I like the Battlehawks, they didn't come out as number one.
That's okay. We'll talk about that. What do you think of the logo?
Okay, so logo, I think it's the second best logo out of all of them. I really like the logo. Like the wings and the sword, I think it's really cool. I think it's really sharp looking. It's really clean and crisp. And like the royal blue, that's a real cool color. They did a good job with the logo. What do you think of the logo?
I loved it. Love it. When I first saw it. That's why I was surprised because I mean they didn't announce the name in the city until the very end.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was watching it, I mean obviously the logo didn't come in until the very end as well. I was just pumped. I like I said, I didn't expect us to be number one or to get the Hawk because it was the Hawk. That was more a focus than the actual like flying part.
Yeah, that's kind of it's almost a couple different logos in one because you have the Hawk idea, you have like the fighter jet idea, you have like the sword idea and the wings. Like there's a couple different ideas in one. Like, are you thinking like when you hear Battlehawks, are you thinking more of the fighter jet? Or are you thinking more of the bird?
Right. I mean, personally, or
Yeah,
just that's what I
you.
like about it.
It can almost say as a crossover.
It's like it has a lot of different meanings, and I think out of all of them, it almost has like you said a double meaning, like between like a plane or jet or an actual.
I think we'll
Hawk
find
that's
out
ready
over
for
time
battle.
if people kind of embrace the fighter jet aspect of it or they embrace like the animal side of it.
Right.
So it kind of still leaves the door open on which one people will embrace more. So I like that it still opens the door for that. And they might come out with like more like secondary logos and stuff that will kind of clarify that. But even the sword kind of throws you off too, because I guess that kind of emphasizes more of the battle side of it. You don't see Hawks run around with swords.
Right. Yeah, it's probably more the war.
Or you don't people in fighter jets aren't carrying swords either.
I mean, because the tagline was winged warriors preparing for flight, preparing for fight. So it's definitely like a double. It's talks about flying and fighting. So obviously that's the jet aspect of it. Create chaos, win at all costs, clear to engage.
Yeah.
So I think out of all that, I would say it's based on like a jet going to war, going to battle.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Still.
Yeah, but think of that first game in the dome. Like really get that battle theme going. Like all the war drums
And like the sound of a jet taking off.
Oh, yeah. Like the hype before games is going to be great. Oh, yeah.
Just
Get
all
that
that.
hawk sound. Man. Yeah, they have just so much to work with from like hyping things up standpoint.
They did a great job with the hype.
Yeah. Oh, the whole build up to this whole thing.
Everything. I did not expect that at all. I thought it was just going to show up in your Twitter feed. And here are the names.
No,
but
they built it up
in pure entertainment and hype fashion. Man,
I had so much fun like speculating on everything too. Like,
yeah,
there was so much talk on Twitter and forums talking like people trying to figure out what these names were, and then they give little hints so you can try to narrow it in.
Even just the logo hints were enough for me. But then they did like the promo videos.
Video.
God,
Yeah.
that was great. I live
was
for that
really good.
for that stuff.
They did a good job. I'll give XFL A+ on the marketing.
A+.
They did a great job. But I got to bring up a little bit of negatives.
Oh, of course.
So actually, I ranked them power rankings for logo and name. The name I gave them a 7 for the Battlehawks, and not necessarily the Battlehawks are bad. I think the other names are just that good.
Seven of like
7 out of 8.
7 like they're the
Seventh,
okay.
Seventh, so the second worst.
Gotcha. Second worst.
Yeah, I
really.
think the problem with it is that it's not very memorable. There's a couple times today when people asked me the name, I had to think about it for a second. It's not like Battlehawks isn't something that just rolls off the tongue and it's real easy and it's 3 syllables. There's a lot to it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it at first. Like if you like attached to the hype video, attached to like all that, it was great.
Yes.
And same with you. Like, and then the more I thought about it, the more I looked at it, I'm like, oh, that's kind of. It was just not cheesy, but just.
Yeah, when it's standalone, when you're telling someone outside of that's not really in this XFL sphere, and they're saying, "Oh, St. Louis, we got a new team. What's the team name? We're the Battlehawks." We're the what? I can see that kind of reaction, but it's like if you show them the whole video and show them the logo, it all fits together once you put it as a complete package. But if you just show the name, you don't get that same reaction.
Yeah.
So I think you need to show it off as a full package.
Right. I agree with that. It was like it came in waves with me today.
Mm-hmm.
Like after a while, kind of like, oh, that's not one of my favorites. Could have been worse, but it wasn't one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do think it got a lot of hate, at least from what I've seen online, like locally. Not hate, but just like, meh, why? But then like kind of just as the day goes on, it's like, okay, it's like I said, in waves.
For sure. Well, anything else about the St. Louis one? We'll move on to the next one.
Do you like the colors?
The colors, like the royal blue, I like it. The royal blue, silver, and white. I like just like the simple. I guess it's 3 colors, but really it's just one primary color. I like it.
I'm not the biggest fan, but I'm glad. I'll take it. We'll say that. I'm glad it's not the color of the Vipers. I didn't dig the green.
Oh, okay.
The green and orange, or is it orange green?
It's like yellow, I think.
I wasn't a big fan of that. I would have liked. I don't have all the logo in front of me. I like the LA Wildcats logo. I like the red and orange. I think that's what I was wanting.
Oh, St. Louis to be that one.
Well, even like talking about it, I kind of like that, like off red, not off red, but orangish red, and it looks like LA got
Actually,
it.
that was my initial guess on what the St. Louis one would be.
Yeah,
it reminded me of the Cardinals. Actually, this name with the Battlehawks, it has kind of a connection to both the Blues and the Cardinals. It's another bird, so it had the connection to the Cardinals, and then it's blue, so it has a connection to the Blues.
And there was a basketball team, St. Louis Hawks.
Oh, that's right. We did.
So I didn't know if that had something.
That's a good point.
Had something to do with it, because a lot of people I read online were pissed. Read online were pissed. Obviously, that it had
people
nothing,
online are mad.
Yeah, exactly. Had nothing to do with St. Louis. Like, well, if you know your history, there was a St. Louis Hawks basketball team. I don't know if that had something to do with it, or maybe it was the Hawks, and that's why they added the battle part. They wanted, because we can talk about other logos that definitely.
There's Hawks native to St. Louis, this area.
Yeah.
It
wasn't like how on the nose do you want it to be? St. Louis Archers, the St.
that's
Louis
almost too much
Gateway.
on the nose.
I mean, you have to put some, and out of all of them, there's not really any that are on the nose.
Absolutely. Want to move on to the next one?
Sure.
What team do you want to do next?
We can go down the list. What do you have the logos in front of you?
Yeah, I got them right here.
Yeah, I'll let you take the lead then.
Let's just go online on the XFL website, the Dallas Renegades. So what do you think of this one?
I like the logo. I like the name. I wish we were the Renegades. I think that was the one where I wish we were.
Really?
It sounds cool.
It is cool.
Renegades. St. Louis Renegades.
Well, you're a big Rage Against the Machine fan.
Yeah.
Did it make you think of that when you heard the
Yeah.
Renegades?
A little bit.
Yeah, I could see them coming into that song. That would be cool.
Yeah, I dig it. It's I didn't really get because that was like the outlaw, like the tattoos, right? That was their promo video.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't think that like of all the city, like I didn't get that why that would be Dallas unless it's just as
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know Dallas that
Right.
well. But they definitely have a different, like, they seem the edgiest of all the teams.
yeah.
Like the little poem they made for each of they used 2 different curse words in that one. None of the other ones had curse words.
Ooh.
They said bold meets badass and they're raising hell.
I thought LA was going to get that one
I thought so too.
for sure. Like LA, they should have used the Outlaws. They should have just brought it back.
That was a good. Yeah, that
LA Outlaws sounds
Las
so
Vegas.
cool.
It was Las Vegas Outlaws,
Right,
but
right.
yeah, it's pretty much that. LA, LV.
Well, should we? I know LA's not next.
Yeah. Well, here's my power ranking for the Renegades. So the Renegades on the name, I put them at number 4. So my 4th favorite. So that's a pretty good one. And logo, I gave them. They were number 5.
So they're going to be. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see these, like the colors.
Yeah, I like the powder blue. Kind of reminded me of the
Yeah.
Chargers powder blue. That's a good color. And with like that red that's kind of desaturated a little bit, kind of gives it a little bit of edge on that powder blue.
That's why
And a lot of black in there as well.
This is random, but I guess I'm curious if they're going to go the way of the NFL to where like the home gets the more colorful jerseys and the away gets the white, or if they're going to be more like the Color Rush where it's going to be
That's a good question.
very colored throughout. Like
yeah,
like
that'd be interesting to see. It's probably up to the home team. If they like their white jersey, they can wear their white jersey. If they like the color jersey, they can do that. I think it'll be up to the home team what they want to do. I guess it depends on the colors. Like you can't do a green versus a red team.
well, you can. The NFL proved that.
Yeah, but then colorblind people hate it. All right, want to move on to the next one?
Yep.
All right, let's do the other Texas team, the Houston Roughnecks.
I love this.
Me too.
I love it that it's just it's an homage, I think.
Well, Oliver Luck, he played for the Houston Oilers.
I mean, I don't know how they got. I mean, I guess that the old
They pretty much just ripped off that logo.
I guess the old Houston Oilers logo is. I mean,
It's not exactly
that
but
team's been out of commission for a while, but it's
Yeah.
pretty.
it's pretty
very
close
similar.
to that.
But I like it. I think I even guessed that Houston would be involved with the. I guess what was the promo shot? It kind of looked like an oil field
yeah.
and workers.
Mm-hmm.
I think I even guessed like, wouldn't it be awesome if they brought back the Houston Oilers? That'd be awesome.
They kind of did. Yeah, I was watching the videos. This is the one that after I saw the video, I was like blown away. It's like, this one is awesome. Like out of all of them, even the St. Louis one, I liked it, but that one really kind of blew me away out of all of them. And I saw that logo the first time. I thought this one is cool.
It's kind of a mix between the old Oilers logo and New England's logo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like between the Patriot standing in a hut, and they also have don't they have a logo for their stadium that's on the field?
Yeah,
It looks like a
it does
powerhouse.
kind of remind me of that.
It's like when I just glance at it, that's what.
It's the same kind
all
of
of
color
that.
scheme.
Yeah, I like that. What number did that rank? On
Okay,
yours?
so on the Houston Roughnecks, I gave name. They're number 2. My number 2 favorite name. Like Roughnecks, that's a cool name. It's kind of Americana. It's a profession. It's a cool name. Logo, I gave it number 1. That was my favorite logo. It's like they took the Houston Oilers logo and just made it better.
yeah, I agree. I'm not as big of a fan as Roughnecks. Roughnecks. The Roughnecks.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same. It's not as clunky as ours, as the Battlehawks, but
But it makes like it's like a working class kind
Yeah.
of guy. It's like of the people kind of thing.
for a second I
I'm a
kept
big
thinking
fan.
Pittsburgh had a team. Like, are they really gonna attach this to Pittsburgh? I'm like, oh, Pittsburgh doesn't have a team.
Yeah. If St. Louis didn't have a team, like I'd be tempted to root for the Houston Roughnecks.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're not in our division, our conference, so I don't have to worry about it. We don't have to play them maybe only once a year.
Moving on.
Moving on, let's move on to Los Angeles. The Los Angeles Wildcats.
I hate this. I shouldn't say hate. I just think it's lame for LA, like one of the biggest markets of this. I guess number 2 compared to New York. I don't know. I don't like the name. I like the colors, I guess.
The colors are cool.
I'm not a fan of the logo. Like, they didn't even get a cat logo. It's just LA. Like all the other LA team. Well,
They do have. There's a secondary logo they already put on their website.
Oh, is there? Okay.
It's looks like I'll show you right here. It's some claws. So it's not even. They should have done the actual cat. But it's just,
that looks cool.
Yeah. So go on their website and you'll actually see the secondary logo. And so it's just a set of claws tearing through something.
Yeah, I like that.
So that's
I like that a little
is that a
better.
little more redeeming?
Yeah, but I still don't like the name. Wildcats.
Wildcats.
It's okay. It doesn't fit LA, in my opinion. I feel like Wildcats would be like
that area in California. Like there are actual wildcats
so.
that live in that area that people like go on hikes and stuff and have to bring a gun with them because they're afraid.
I guess if you just don't think about it and like take all association out of it, it's just, I don't know. That in my head, that name doesn't fit with that city.
I got you.
But yeah, when the more you think about it, and yeah, I can see your point.
My thought, it's like kind of the middle of the pack for me. I thought it was solid. I like the classic LA logo. It doesn't bother me too much. Like think of like the New York Yankees. There's a lot of teams that have just the LA NY.
Yeah, well, the Dodgers.
Yeah, even the Dodgers. Like it's a very classic look, and I think Wildcats is just a very solid name. It's not a name that blows you away, but I think it is a name that's I don't hate it. I think it fits. I think it's a kind of name that could grow on you. So that's my thought there.
Was that the promo, like not the promo, but the teaser? Was that the one where like it showed the street view and then the animal call?
I think so.
that was
I have to
it.
go back and look at it. Yeah,
Because my notes were it showed the aerial of a street and then like either a lion or a tiger.
yeah.
I don't think I associate that with LA, but
Yeah, they need to embrace like a logo with an actual cat in it. I think that would help.
yeah.
I think once they do that, but I like the primary logo being just the LA part. Like one of the teams
It
has
looks
to
good
be
on the
like
uniforms or on the helmets.
that. Yeah, they should have like the helmets LA on one side and like the actual number of each player on the other side. Do something like that. I like it when helmets do that. That it's like individual to the player. I think they have an opportunity to do it with this team. So here are my power rankings for them. The name, I actually put it as number 3.
Ooh.
I like the name. I like the name Wildcats. However, the logo, I gave it number 6.
Okay. That the LA logo or the
the logo LA. I like it was solid, but it was number 6 out of 8.
So once you saw the secondary logo, it didn't change.
Actually, I made this power ranking before I saw the
Okay.
secondary logo, but actually, I don't really like the secondary logo as much because I was hoping they would actually have a picture of a cat and not
Gotcha.
just claws. So it didn't really change my ranking there. I want to move up to east side of the country and go to New York.
To the east side.
New
New York Guardians.
New York Guardians. What's your reaction to this one?
Love the name. I wish we were the Guardians too. Even though that on the teaser that was pretty on the nose.
Yeah.
Like I think we both guessed New York. I think it was either you guessed Guardians. I guessed Gargoyles, obviously because they showed a Gargoyles.
Yeah.
And the more I thought about it, I'm like, it's pretty on the nose to be Gargoyles, but the New York Gargoyles, the more you say it, it doesn't really flow. It doesn't roll off the tongue very well.
Even that is kind of still their logo though. Like
Yeah.
they are gargoyles,
Right,
but they're
right.
just named the Guardians.
I like the concept.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Like just
It
looking over
seems
the
original.
city.
I don't know if any other gargoyles or guardian type team names.
So they got the black and gray.
Yeah, and actually, there's some red in there too. It's kind of a
Right.
secondary color. So like it's almost like an accent color.
I dig it.
It's cool.
I kind of wish we got that too. I was hoping to get the black and gray.
Yeah. And I like the red thrown in there.
Black and gray would have been like, a complete, like, you're not the Blues, you're not the Cardinals, no blue, no red.
We're our own thing.
Yeah. But, oh well.
No, it's good. Yeah, on my rankings, let's see, where'd I put them? I put name, I put 5, and logo, I put 4.
Okay.
So right in the middle of the pack.
I feel like
it's really cool, but I think just some of the other ones they're so good that it just ends up in the middle.
I feel like they could have did a better job with, not a better job. It's a great logo, but I feel like with Gargoyle, you could have made it look really badass.
Yeah.
Not that that's badass. It's kind of like I don't know. It's got
the
like
tail of it's almost giving me like an Egyptian vibe to it.
Yeah.
But they could do a lot with that.
I like the font.
Yeah, the font is really cool.
Now I feel like in LA should have gotten, because New York, LA, those are the two biggest markets.
Yeah.
That I feel like is a great logo, look, brand, color, everything for the #1 market.
Yeah. No, it matches New York. Yeah, maybe LA, but they got like the most skyscrapers. Yeah, Guardians only works in New York. Like that concept, as much as I like it and I would like it in St. Louis, it just doesn't work in St. Louis.
It wouldn't make sense. What are we guarding?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So good for New York. They got a cool logo. All right, let's move up to Seattle. What do you got to say for Seattle?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Not really.
The Seattle Dragons.
Seattle Dragons. Well, that was one of the only ones that.
Yeah, they posted on
and then it had
the trademark,
and then it had the teaser was a dragon over. That's why it was weird, because that was one where it showed like an ocean or some body
I
of
was
water,
thinking that's
and
what I
then
was
a
thinking,
dragon eye.
something with
So
the
I
water.
thought they would like try to kind of do what they did with us, like add 2 themes and put it together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Sea Dragon would be way too close to Sea Hawk.
Yeah, that's a good
why
point.
I was
didn't even
curious
think
on
about that.
how they would mesh those two together. So I'm just surprised that it's just dragons. It seems too plain, too not creative. Like just dragons instead of dragon breath. I mean, I don't know. I can't think of something that'd be a lot more creative off the top of my head, but I'm just surprised that they didn't get more creative with that.
Well, this one, the Dragons, this is my favorite one.
Really?
Logo-wise, I love that logo. I am biased, though. My high school name was the Dragons.
Okay.
So I think I have like a connection to it. Like I've always loved the idea of team names being dragons.
The mother effing dragons. That's right. We called it.
Yep. Yeah, we did. We talked about it before.
And
so, and like the actual logo itself, like it's a cool looking dragon.
I feel like they could have did better.
I'm a fan. It's and my high school colors are also green, so it's a green dragon. Like there's
So you have a connection to this.
Yeah, I have a connection to this. It's almost like my high school mascot, but I think this one's even better than my high school mascot. I would actually want to use this at my high school.
It's funny because my high school mascot was the Hawks.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You got a connection to the St. Louis team then.
Yeah.
And I like that color scheme. It's almost 3 colors. And I don't like too many colors, but I think it works. That green, dark blue, and orange. It almost kind of reminds me of the Broncos a little bit with like the green instead of the blue.
It's still really weird to like some of these, we'll say cities. It's a tricky thing that the brain does. So when I think Seattle, I think of the Seahawks, like the Seahawks brand, the Seahawks colors. So it's, and I don't watch the Seattle Mariners at all. I've never seen the Seattle Mariners play. So when I think of Seattle, I think of the Seahawks, and like when I see a different color scheme, I'm like that's not Seattle.
Oh, really?
Seattle's
Okay.
dark, and I guess it's not too bad with the St. Louis BattleHawks because it's blue. It's still blue. It has a brand identity to the Blues. So it's just it's thrown me off a little bit because it's so green and orange. It's so different, for lack of better terms.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of the font? I really like this font, the dragon font.
Oh yeah, I do too. That's
like
cool.
that's really like the actual name dragon. It looks like it's gonna be like a movie or something.
Yeah,
that's a really cool font. Yeah, so I put them power ranking name. I put them number 1, and power ranking logo number 3. So that kind of puts them up at the like one of my favorite ones. But again, I'm connected to it because of my high school, so I think I'm really biased when it comes to that one.
And that was one of the ones you guessed, right?
No, I did not guess that one. I should have known that one though. I guessed right on our Twitter. If you look from on Tuesday, I posted to Twitter.
I still think you cheated.
I did not cheat. But out of the 8 teams, I guess I got 3 of the 8 teams right. I got Houston Roughnecks, I got the New York Guardians, and the Tampa Bay Vipers. I got correct.
I think you and Hunziker had a couple DMs. I think he shared some information with you.
I knew nothing. I was going on the internet a lot. Like I was reading a lot on Twitter and different message boards, trying to figure out what people were like based on the clues. That's what kind of people were coming to consensus about. And then threw my kind of 2 cents in. I should have got the Dragons right though, but I wanted Leviathan so bad that I just guessed it anyway.
I thought there was no way.
Yeah, there was no way I was going to have them, but I still wanted to throw it out there.
It's
still kind of in that same vein. The Dragons, Leviathan.
Can you imagine? Like Seattle would be so pissed. Like what? Why? Why did you give us this name?
I think someone's going to like it.
Yeah,
me and 4 other people.
Right.
Okay, let's move on to Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay Vipers. And actually, they have a before. Have you seen the secondary logo on this one yet? Here, I'll show you that real quick. It's an actual Viper. There it is. So
that's cool. I like that.
If you're listening, go on the XFL website and you scroll down to the bottom on the Tampa Bay one, you'll see the little Viper logo, which I think kind of redeems it a little bit.
I think I was talking smack about this, but I think I like these the best. I like the V.
Oh, really?
And I like that. The secondary logo.
So you're a fan of this one?
I don't think I'm not a big fan of green and yellow together.
Aren't you a Packers fan?
Yeah, I think maybe that's why. No, I'm not a Packers fan.
Oh, you're not a Packers fan.
I mean, maybe that's why, because it just doesn't seem. I don't know. And that's a different green.
Yeah, it's a different shade.
It's more of a.
Both the yellow and the green are different shades.
They're like brighter.
Mm-hmm.
Not yellow, but the green's a little brighter.
Yeah, and they keep putting it on a lime green background. I think that's the part I don't like. I think on a black background, I think it would look a lot better.
Yeah, that's what I have up here.
Does it look better on that?
I think so.
Yeah, because the one I'm looking at is on a light green background.
I think that looks bad. I think it looks really cool on a black background.
Yeah, I think that helps.
Better. I'll say it looks better.
Yeah, I think it definitely looks better. So I think they need to drop the lime green background. But it's solid. Tampa Bay Vipers. I definitely don't hate it. But it's not my favorite either.
It's not my favorite. I like the name.
Yeah. Cool. Don't need too many Vipers. Yeah. On my power rankings, I gave them name. I gave them 6, and logo. I gave them 7. So they weren't the worst, but they definitely weren't the best.
Well, like we were talking about earlier, with like in the dome and the hype and the sounds. Like, what are you gonna do with snakes? I hate snakes for one, so maybe that's why.
Well, they'll be a good enemy. They'll be in our conference. We'll play them twice.
They better not play damn snake noises. I don't know if I can handle that.
Well, we'll watch them at home. So,
or maybe like a rattle. I guess the Vipers don't rattle.
No,
that's just my only thing to name your team after just a snake.
Yeah. Are Vipers really fast? Like the actual Vipers?
Probably.
I don't know.
They named a car a Viper, like a sports car.
Oh, that's
so
right.
Maybe.
Yeah. So it's not bad. Yeah. They could do a lot more with. You can do a lot with that. Just the V, though, it's a little plain Jane. They could have done a little more with that. But they can always change things up a little bit. Logos change over the years. Like the name itself, I think the name itself is solid. You can always change up logos. Got anything else on the Vipers?
Nope.
All right, let's move on to the last one. The DC Defenders. Or the Washington, D.C. Defenders. Or Washington Defenders. I'm not sure how they're going to say it. Oh, they say D.C. Defenders here.
I think I really like this one. Even though it's just red and white. But in terms of the bolt, I was wanting the bolt in the logo tees. I was wanting the bolt, even though I knew that XFL wouldn't be very smart to have a red team.
I think it makes sense. The one that has the bolt is the one's called DC.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So there's a connection there.
Yeah, I like the name.
So the bolt thing makes sense for them.
I like Defenders. Even though as a comic book nerd, it reminds me of DC's knockoff of the Avengers. Like you see DC Defenders, it's almost like their response to the Marvel Avengers.
That's funny. I didn't even think of that. That I can't not think of that now.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's Avengers knockoff.
Oh yeah, well we'll respond with the DC Defenders.
Oh, it's not Justice League; it's Defenders.
Yeah, I like their hype video. I like the whole generals and horse. They show not horses, but like the statues of horses, right? Like,
yeah. I was really hopeful for this one, but I'm gonna be honest. I gave them name 8, logo 8. They were last on my list. I do not like this one.
Like I said, I liked the bolt when I first saw the teaser, but I don't know if I'm a fan of like all the bolts together and the stars. I like it like it's a crest. I like the crest. I think that would look cool.
Man, when I saw the crest, like it made me think of soccer.
Yeah, you're right.
I thought it sounded like a soccer team.
It does.
The Defenders. And the Defenders is too close to the Guardians.
Yeah, you're right.
Those names are too similar, and the Guardians is way better than Defenders. I think they could have just done so much more. Like I was hoping it was like the Cavalry or something.
That would have been cool.
I think that'd have been a much better
Cavalry.
name. I'm not really a fan of this. The logo I'm not a fan because I think it looks like a soccer logo, and the name I don't like it because think about when the DC team is on offense, the Defenders are going against the defense.
Yeah.
The Defenders.
Yeah. I don't know if they thought about that.
Yeah, because at some point you got to play offense, and so then you're going to go against a defender.
That'd be funny if their defense is ranked like the worst out of the whole league. Defenders can't defend. The headlines write themselves.
Yeah.
So they don't have a secondary logo. I'm really surprised out of that one. They don't have a secondary logo.
They don't. It's just the bolts and stars. Yeah, this was my least favorite one out of all of them, and I think they could have done so much better.
DC,
yeah,
there's so much you could have picked.
Generals better. There was so many better options. Yeah, I like Defenders. I guess Guardians are kind of in that same vein, but I like when it's something like a noun or something that you can actually like. It's tangible. Yeah. Like a Defender is just kind of an idea. It's more of an abstraction, which sometimes it can work. Like get like a Chargers or something, but in this case, like I don't know. A lot of times it just doesn't work for me. And I think for the most part they stayed away from that, but they're all pretty concrete. Defenders not so much.
That
was the 8th team. That's all of them.
I will say that I think we already said it, but XFL marketing team A+.
Yeah, they did a good job.
The logos, for the most part, they're creative.
Mm-hmm.
The promotion behind it, the hype behind it.
Yeah, like kids out of 8, like I ranked them all, but other than the Defenders, I like the other 7. I really like all of them.
Like you can tell, like they put some. They put a lot of effort into it. They put thought. They put for most of them.
Yeah. Yeah, and the whole rollout process, and I got to give it to Oliver Luck and the gang. They did a good job. And even your boy, Vince McMahon, I'll give it to him as well.
He probably didn't look at any of them. I mean, look how much better they are.
Compared to the original.
Logos.
Oh, yeah.
The old logo. I mean, granted, this was 20 years ago.
Yeah. It kind of goes with the times.
It's really hard.
It doesn't work in this contemporary time.
But some of these are just terrible. But they probably fit. They probably fit at the time.
Yeah.
That's a cool logo. The Chicago Enforcers.
I don't like that one. People say they like it. I don't
Really?
like the Enforcers. Maybe we'll have to do another episode just on the old names at some point.
It doesn't make for a very good podcast. I was sitting here and looking at old logos.
Yeah. But I guess we'll probably wrap it up there. We'll probably do another episode soon because there's a lot to talk about. The XFL signed a player. They have a lot of invitations to the draft. There's just a lot going on, but we'll cut this episode, like just going through the team names, that was big enough for its own episode. So we'll save it for the next time. So got any shout outs before we get out of here?
Shout out to Vince.
Yeah, Vince McMahon. Good work.
You're welcome.
All right, we're gonna end with that. Take it easy, football fans.
See ya.